Hi, we are from Group 2 and I'm Nabila Ardianti Mumtaz as the first speaker. Today we're going to explain the process of standardization. So, standardization itself happened in the early modern period. Standard English refers to a written form of the language. In this presentation, we're going to discuss 4 subchapters. The first one is dialects and emerging standards, and the second one is Caxton and the impact of the printing press. Then the third one is dictionaries and grammar. Finally, the last one is the boundaries of early modern English.
My name is Fika Amilasya Jafar. Here I am the second presenter. Dialects and emerging standards. In the Old English period, West Saxon was closest to be a standard form of the language, while in the Middle English period, it was the dialect of the East Midlands, because London became the center of political power. Present-day English derives ultimately from the East Midlands dialect. In the 14th and 15th century, there are 4 different types of Standard English before Century English. The first type is Central Midland Standard. Central Midland Standard was found in texts produced by the Wycliffe movement. For example, it was found in the Lollard Bible. It had most claim to be titled Literary Standard until 1430, but it died out at the end of the 15th century. The second type is Early London English. Early London English was used until the late 13th century. Early London English was in East Anglian dialects. It was developed by East Anglian writers. The third type is London English. It was used from 1380 to 1425, and it was in Central Midlands dialect. London English was found in some versions of the Canterbury Tales by the Middle English writer Geoffrey Chaucer.
My name is Bella Salsabila. My 3 last student number is 023. Type 4. Chancery Standard. It was used in government documents from around 1430. It includes characteristics of Midland and Northern dialects. The differences between Type 3, or London English, and Type 4, Chancery Standard, as we have seen in the slide, in spellings can be compared through present-day English or PDE spellings based on Samuel's. Chancery standards are much closer to PDE spellings than London English, although it was deliberately cultivated by the Chancery. It didn't necessarily originate from the Chancery itself. Research by Michael Benskin. Samuel's Type 4 was not the sole form government English in use, and not the fixed linguists have sometimes claimed it to be. One Chancery writer used forms of Midland variety that include the spellings SICH and SYCHE. In present-day English is such. ICH in present-day English is each. ONY in present-day English is any, and MYCH in present-day English is much. Another Chancery scribe use of a Northwest Midlands variety. Those variants include SOCHE in present-day English is such. HAFE in present-day English is have, and GVF, GYVE, YIF in present-day English is give.
Caxton and the impact of printing press. So, the case that in development of a standard English when William Caxton set up printing press at Westminster in 1476. And the significant about Caxton's work is when he chose to publish book in English. And here, as we know, Caxton did not invent the press, but had been successful as a printer. And the second point that you should know is the concern of Caxton did not standardization the language, but Caxton more focused on a product of a number of decisions that Caxton and his fellow printers had to make them as they retyped manuscript to copy. And the impact of the printing press is the first, the process of book production more quickly and less cost than before. And the second is the rapid spread of idea, for instance, Tyndale's translation of the Bible into English.
The first dictionaries of English were bilingual, produced to allow the translation into English of Latin and French texts. Caxton produced an English-French dictionary in 1480. In 1604, the first monolingual dictionary of English appeared and written by Richard Cowdrey, called a table alphabetical and contained the definitions of around 2,500 words. Unlike today, Cowdrey focused entirely on what he referred as hard words, as in words that had been borrowed from other languages such as Greek, Latin, and French. In 1691, Stephen Skinner produced a new English dictionary in which so-called common words were defined along with their etymologies. In 1702, John Kersey's dictionary contained the definitions of approximately 28,000 common words. The most impressive and authoritative dictionary produced in early modern period was Samuel Johnson's, published in 1755. It was compiled for 9 years and contained definitions of almost 43,000 words. He also used quotations from other texts to illustrate the meaning of the words in context. The early modern period also saw the production of grammar books, where a dictionary defines the vocabulary of a language. A grammar explains its syntax.
Hi, my name is Andi Delisha and my student number is 018. I'm going to be explaining about subchapter A5.4, the boundaries of early modern English. It is so much more easier to determine when the early modern English period began and ended than to see the boundaries of the period and the next period, which is present-day English. It began in the year of 1500 and ended at the year of 1800. The reason why it is not very easy to determine the boundaries is because the two periods are not actually very distinctive from each other. The English used in the early modern English period wasn't very different from the present-day English, and it can also be caused by the fact that we know more about the early modern English period than any earlier periods in the history, so it is hard to determine what major events that lead to changes. However, though, there are factors that we can conclude that further develop early modern English to present-day English. There are 4 factors. The first one is the Great Vowel Shift. The second one is the development of printing press. The third one is production of dictionaries and grammars, and the last one, an economic political climate.
Okay, so to conclude, the process of English standardization, it was affected by first, the different types of English dialects emerged in the Great Vowel Shift era and the invention of printing press, the mass production of books and the spread of ideas. And the third is the production of dictionaries and grammars, which defines words and its syntax and how it's pronounced. And lastly, by the politics involved within the colonialism, imperialism, and spread of English era. So that's all from our group. Thank you for the time.